It's a hunk of goodness right there. He's wrapping up meaty happiness. It's so giggly.
It's so giggly.
Go in low all day, and then you just gently pull the bones out, and you can have wingless bones.
How y'all doing? I'm Bob from Tequila Sheila Events. We are starting off the day with cooking 21 racks of our championship ribs. One of the things that we did this morning already is we utilize St. Louis style ribs, and we have worked today to already remove the
sinew from the back
of the
bones.
The lining, or the whatever you want to call it. The key trick that you'll learn today, the first thing you'll learn is, and I learned a long time ago, use a paper towel. You don't grab it with your hands.
There you go.
Use a paper towel, and it comes right off the backing on the rib. So what we have today is we've stripped the I call it the lining.
Yeah.
I stripped it off the back. I've put our signature rub on all 21 racks. The rub is primarily kosher salt and turbinado sugar, along with anything you can imagine, from additional brown sugar to pepper to chili powder to garlic powder to onion powder, a little cumin, a little thyme. My pork rub is, we'll use that same pork rub on some pork shoulder here a little bit later, and then we'll also cook some brisket with a pepper-based rub.
Nice.
So it's a little bit different. So the ribs themselves, obviously pork renders a little bit differently than beef. We utilize about 250, 275 degrees on the cooker.
Right.
And what that gets us to really is all that sugar nicely melts into the meat as it renders in the fat render.
Okay.
So that's where we're going to be going here. We're going to put these ribs on here in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Let's go outside and check the fire real quick, and we'll talk about the cooker.
Okay. Oh, so he's got the smoker outside, which he's already started up first thing. What time did you start this up this morning?
I just started the fire about 7 o'clock this morning. The cooker itself is, as you can see, is an old propane tank that is 36 inches in diameter and just over 120 inches long. We've got three different layers here within the cooker. You can, enough, I cook, as I said, about 250, 275, and what you'll find is that, interestingly, as you go up a layer, it's about 75 degrees additional temperature. So if we get up to here in the upper level, that's where we cook our sides at 400 degrees on site, those sorts of things. So what we're going to do, we start off with a little charcoal, just as a base layer, and then we add 3 different, right now we're cooking with oak. Add a little pecan later and kind of mix in pecan, oak, and hickory just to give a little whirl here.
Sweet.
Build a bed of coals right now. It takes about between 45 minutes and an hour to get the cooker up to temperature.
Okay.
So what we'll do is
membrane. There we go. That's
membrane.
That's the one.
Thank you. Yes.
That was Memphis.
Yes.
Thank you, Memphis. Appreciate it. Yeah, I couldn't think off the top of my head either. I was like, it's too early for my brain to work.
Absolutely. So we will. I'm gonna add a couple of sticks.
No problem. So do you initially then just use like those 3 woods for the smoking itself?
To be quite frank with you, I've got a couple of wood guys, and I buy what they have, right?
Okay.
Sometimes they have more supply than others. It just depends on what's going on. So, any of the red oak, post oak, hickory. Some people are very particular about the wood. I'm not too particular.
No.
Some people are concerned about over smoking, and I'm not worried about over smoking either. So, as you see over here, we've got oak and pecan primarily.
Nice.
Hickory on the bottom.
Okay. So a mixture of those 3, technically.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. That's nice. And how long, sorry, what time did you say you started that this morning, the fire?
About 7. It's about
7 o'clock?
7:45 right now. So it's going to, in the next 15 minutes, it'll be up to temperature.
Gotcha.
Once we get to kind of a bed of coals for heat, then we'll add 1 or 2 logs, small pieces of wood we'll actually turn the air down a little bit so we get less heat and more smoke off the wood.
Okay.
So the coals can give the heat, the fresh wood can give the smoke.
Nice.
So we're good.
And the smell from the smoke is fantastic. Yeah, it smells really good. How many people on average? Really does depend, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can cook for 1 if you want me to come out, but we do up to about 300.
Okay.
And then if we get over 300, we have some additional cookers we can bring in. People, it really becomes people and logistics more than anything else.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Yeah, just doing basically on a large scale for events like weddings and
weddings, rehearsal dinners. We do some fraternity and sorority parties. We do backyard barbecues. We've done large tailgate parties.
Yep.
Anybody, from an event, we need 3 parking places.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for the 2 trailers
and a mobile kitchen,
and
next to one parking space for the cooker, one parking place for the tent, mobile kitchen, and another parking place for a buffet service.
Wow.
We have a 10 by 15 tent. We put a buffet service out, so turnkey.
That's awesome.
Put it together. Attracts a lot of attention in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Texas, when everybody has one.
And you said you got this one from Texas, correct?
Correct. Yes, I have a welder by the name of James in Bastrop, Texas, who built both my cookers.
Nice. And do you ever have both the cookers going sometimes if you've got a really big event going on?
You can, but again, it becomes logistics. You need more vehicles, more stuff like that. So we've done that several times.
Fantastic.
What's very interesting about this cooker is the gentleman fabricated an insulated firebox, so he had to actually fabricate and double wall and insulate it. So even with an 800-degree fire, it's only about 200 degrees on the outside, which is important. If you just use straight steel, it's kind of a hazard.
That's awesome. So they had to insulate it so it didn't get too hot in there, basically.
Right. Well, it just keeps this at a regular temperature. If you fall into it, you're not going to burn.
Right. Got you.
Now, I kind of think, different meats, I guess, absorb smoke differently, but I think that what you'll see today is, from a pork shoulder perspective, pork absorbs so much flavor from anything, whether it be spices or smoke or anything. So the difference between putting it in your oven at 250 degrees and then pulling apart versus putting some smoke on it and seeing the smoke ring and then putting some outer bark kind of sugar on the outside is tremendous. So I don't. Again, you've probably read it around.
Yeah.
If it needs sauce, it's not cooked very well.
Yeah.
I kind of prescribe to that theory because if you get it's just so good,
Just using good quality pork and then just cooked and smoked is all you're going to need. Right. You're not going to need to baste it in tons of sauce. You just want let that flavor speak for itself.
Right. Exactly.
I'm with you. And how many ribs were you doing today in total?
21 racks.
21 racks, okay. So I'm actually going to cook a few ribs this week. I'm doing a little boat party on Saturday.
Yeah.
So unfortunately I don't have a smoker, but I was actually going to rub them and then cut them down and then backpack them and actually sous vide slow cook them and see how they turn out that way.
Yeah.
They're going to take about, I think, 8 hours, something like that. Slow, and then I was going to finish them off on the barbecue on Saturday, and then just do maybe some kind of glaze to go with it.
Yeah, that would be lovely. There's all sorts of different ways to do it. But sous vide, there's some blasphemous concepts that people don't like, but they turn out terrific.
Yeah.
Right. So blasphemy is in the eyes of the beholder, I guess.
Yeah. But if you're going to go for the best way, this is the way here. In my personal opinion, smoking it is the best way to go. Yeah, the ribs. So good.
Now it is hotter on this upper rack.
Right,
so
okay.
I will wash those very carefully.
Yeah.
To make sure we get some smoke on them as opposed to heat. And probably rotate around.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Colin. Appreciate it. I'm drooling. I need to hit the road. No worries, Plague. Plague, it's lovely to have you here. Thanks for the follow. So obviously, effectively, because the top racks are a lot hotter, it's because obviously heat rises and...
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So with those ones, will they how much more quicker will they cook then compared to the ones at the bottom?
I'll be rotating them around.
Yeah.
But I mean it's 50 to 75 degrees hotter.
Okay.
So they're you can tell the difference, especially like with chicken.
Yeah.
You know, you can just see by the color of it.
Yeah.
How much it's changed. So.
Gotcha. 16 shoulders, wild. Chef, ask Bob how many shoulders we did at Beersheba Bash in the years past. That's from
probably
Colin.
not that many. Probably not that many.
Not that many, Colin?
I think we did ribs at his brother's wedding years ago.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, I'm just waking up. No worries. Good morning, Jamie. It's good to have you here. Where is this at? I'm coming over in a bit. This is in Nashville. we're in Nashville, Tennessee, Rib Wizard. This is what I do too. This is what I want to do. Oh, awesome. Cooked 46 slabs once. Most I've ever cooked at once.
That's
wow.
a lot.
That is a lot, yeah. 46 slabs. Wowzers. How many was that for, Jamie? Who's that now? Thank you so much for the gift sub. I appreciate it.
Nicolo gifted Fat Side Up a sub. Nicolo gifted a tier 1 sub to Fat Side Up. They have given 407 gift subs in the channel.
Nicole, thanks for the gift sub for Fat Side Up. Oh my goodness me. Nicole, appreciate it. I almost moved to Nashville. Still thinking about it. You should. It's an amazing, amazing place. I've been here for a month and man, it's like I should have moved here. Love it here, it's great. Have you always been based in Nashville, Bob?
Yes, we've traveled. Got some fans around the southeast that we've traveled to visit over time.
Awesome, that's good.
Pack it up and go.
Yeah, they like hickory and mesquite. Nice.
Mesquite's mostly Texas.
Yeah.
Burns hot.
Yeah.
Got good flavor. It's why a lot of Texas,
yeah,
even fast cooking like steaks and different things have a pretty unique flavor to them because of that.
Gotcha. Heavy boy.
Didn't mean to use that many.
Cherries for smoking fish. I mean, yeah, you could use cherry, but you can use cherry for other things as well.
Well, you know, fish smoking, I typically, for fish, I kind of smoke roast. So I only put like a salmon or any fish on for like 30 or 45 minutes. Now, you know, traditional salmon smoking, there's a brine and a soak. Yeah. You know, so it was a curative process for Native Americans and Alaskans and things. And so when I do salmon, I typically do 5 or 6 pound fillets, and then I put some butter and salt and pepper and lemon, and smoke roast it for like, say, it's maybe 30 or 45 minutes. So it's just a cooked fish with a little smoke flavor on it. Is what you get, as opposed to a brine, you know, a sugar salt brine, and then hang it up and cold smoke it. Yeah, which is probably what.
So it's like a hot
gentleman from the Commonwealth, the UK, would probably be pretty familiar with that.
Yeah, very. What are you doing with all the meat? He's prepping for an event, Alchemist. I'm not sure if you heard, but he's doing an event over the next couple of days.
We're just doing it for you all. We're just doing it for the...
Oh, this is just... Sorry, this is purely for stream. So this is for your benefit. So we get to cook all this meat, and what happens is it doesn't get eaten. You guys get to stare at it and just not eat any of it.
And then we're going to start drinking beer here in about 15 minutes.
There you go. Yeah, three parties coming up. Absolutely. Somebody was asking, like, you got like a base standard for rubs. But somebody was asking, do you make your own rubs sometimes? Do you?
Yeah, I make them all.
You make them all.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Pardon
Awesome.
me,
No problem. No, you're good. What do you mean it doesn't get to eaten? I am on my way right now. Oh my goodness me, it's funny. Be there soon, don't worry. It won't go to waste, Kappa. Oh boy.
4, 8, 10.
So 10 shoulders. Make my own rub and barbecue sauce too. Fantastic. Yeah, I've made a few barbecue sauces in my time. I've done quite a few different ones. Some with like a base of I wouldn't say like the best barbecue sauce because I'm not saying I'm not into barbecue. I'm just not as knowledgeable about smoking and barbecuing as much. But I guess the basic kind of like barbecue sauce I used to make was with like, you know, a base of, I used to put in the Coca-Cola, reduce it right down. I used to put mustard, some apple cider vinegar in there, ketchup, what else? Worcestershire sauce. I can't remember off the top of my head. Brown sugar, obviously, and just cook it down until it's like nice and glazed. And there's probably a few other items. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Kind of like a base of a barbecue sauce I used to make, but you know, there's just so many ways to do it, from sweet to smoky to there's just so many variations you can make, right? So, but what's your kind of style of rub, fatality, and like sauces that you make?
So do people stick with you all day? Come in and out?
Yeah, some people going in and out, like depending on what their day is. They like, some people are like working,
sitting at work, watching up in the corner.
Yeah, some people are at home. Depends on what people's days are like. Some days are busy, some days are quiet. So it's just like, really does depend. But
so it's just following Chef John around.
Yeah, I mean we're doing pretty well for numbers today. We've got 86 in now, so people are super interested in this. So fantastic. And can we have another shout out as well for Bob, please? Mods, his socials and things, please. Glad I found this, but I feel like I'm at work. It's good to have you here, Jamie. I appreciate the follow. Oak and pecan are my go-to. Oh, damn, chat's going for it. I want to play with Ash. Acacia? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Birch and alder. But those are really like hard to find here. Okay.
Yeah, that's a Pacific Northwest alder and some of those.
Yeah.
West Coast, even building materials. But so yeah, down south it's primarily hickory, oak.
Yep. How many pounds of meat are you cooking today? Is that including ribs, shoulders? I mean, oof, that's a bit of Italian there.
That'd be good, Stella. That'd be a good question. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's give it. We've been on here an hour, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got going.
Oh boy. Look at that chat.
So you can see.
Yeah.
A little fog up.
No, you're good. Oh my goodness me.
So you can see the difference with another 50, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
There's a little more cooking on them.
Yeah.
See?
You can see they've tracted or contracted a bit more than the ones at the bottom.
Yeah.
So they caramelized a little bit more.
Right. So I'll probably do a little moving around here in a second.
Sure. No problem.
I gotta get some tongs, but we're in good shape. That's a good look for an hour.
Yeah.
Right? This is a whole packer brisket, and they range in size from 12 to 13 pounds up to 18 to 20 pounds.
Gotcha.
Obviously, the brisket has a point and a flat. The flat portion is the skinny portion, and the point is the fatter portion. Mm-hmm. You can put rub on this and go to the cooker.
Without cutting it?
You can.
Or trimming it, sorry.
Yeah, without butchery. It's no butchery.
Okay.
But I think what I found is, it's kind of what do you want it to look like when it comes off the cooker?
Yeah.
And when you slice it. And so what I typically do, and it does, the fat is good, but too much fat, and sometimes there's harder fat that doesn't render very well on beef. And so I trim the brisket kind of on a, just to get it to kind of the shape I want it.
Nice and evenly.
By trying, but also by removing as little as possible.
Gotcha.
But some of it you're not going to eat anyway, so
No.
it's whether it's a waste now or waste later. So,
I'm with you.
I typically take an inch off each side and the bottom here, just to give it a shape.
Okay.
That obviously the rub will stick to, but it also get a kind of, I guess, visualize how you want the smoke rolling over your brisket.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see, and it gives you a pretty good view of what that inside of that brisket. The brisket is obviously the chest of the cow.
Yeah.
It gives you an idea on each side of the breastplate.
Yeah.
Stella, no. I'll do the same. Well, I get to this a little bit. I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
This is very sinewy beef and fatty that does not, does not render very well.
Yeah.
Does not. Now, I do sometimes utilize these for beans or flavoring for other things.
Okay.
I'm not doing that today. So.
No, but but if you're doing those sides, then that's what you use the trimmings for, right?
Right, exactly.
Gotcha. Bean meat, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We trim hours before cooking. Awesome, Jeremy. Now it would be 25k plus. Hey, little baby kittens, how you doing today? Hey, Go-Go, what's up? How you doing today? How's things with you?
And I typically remove down to about 1/4 inch of fat. This would all render just fine.
Yeah.
But see, I keep going here because it's a harder fat.
Yeah.
That will not render very well. So I want to make sure that we're getting the best of the best. When this 13 or 14 pound brisket, once I trim it, cook it for 10 hours plus, it's about a 10 pound finish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because obviously it shrinks down and as it's kind of cooking, like most meats do.
So it gives you a pretty good look of.
Nice.
This could probably be trimmed a little bit, maybe, but it doesn't really matter.
Do you make burnt ends from the point?
I do them in several different ways.
Okay.
I have in the past taken a whole brisket that's already cooked and cubed it.
Okay.
Let it sit overnight.
Yep.
Cubed it. I've taken both the point, if you just cut once it's cooked, the point, and put it in the refrigerator and then cube it.
Yeah.
Cube it into inch pieces. I typically put it in a small aluminum foil pan.
Yeah.
Put some more rub and then maybe a sweet barbecue sauce just for some sugar caramelization.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take but an hour or 2 hours. I mean, the more you smoke it again, the more tender it gets, but you also lose some of it. Some of it dissolves. So
I'm with you.
You got to get it just right, I think, so you can put a toothpick in it and eat it. Then you have some Lipitor on the other hand for your cholesterol. It's just too good.
It is.
Good. Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yes, well, for
Worcestershire. This is where I grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I grew up there.
Some people use yellow mustard.
Yeah.
I use Worcestershire just as a kind of a sticking agent to help the rub stick to the brisket.
Okay.
I've tried both.
Yeah.
Either way. Of course, I don't put mustard in my Bloody Marys, and I put Worcestershire in my Bloody Marys. So it's kind of a two apart. So what I'm going to do is coat both sides, and I do it very. From a rub perspective, again, I cook it fat side up, and I cook it, I spread it very liberally. Now, the rub itself, this is the trick. This is what you came for, is what you're paying for.
Yes.
Right here. So, as opposed to most rubs, this rub is 2 part pepper, 1 part salt, as opposed to 1 to 1.
Okay.
And also within that, there's some other goodies in there that are not material, meaning there's some garlic powder and some other things.
Yeah.
But what is extremely material to this is I put dried oregano leaves in here.
Right, okay.
And oregano, though it has a strong flavor when it's fresh,
Yeah.
dried, it is not near
Strong.
as strong.
Yeah.
But what it does do is it provides a little body to the rub, meaning it helps build the bark.
Right.
So with that,
and the bark, you mean like
once it cooks, it
yeah, like a
thickens up.
crust.
And so when I slice it, there's a millimeter of bark on each piece.
Nice.
So you get a lot of flavor, primarily from the pepper.
Gotcha.
But it's been smoked. It's almost become smoked pepper, right?
Yeah.
Because you can see. Oh yeah.
Look at it.
Smell that. So you can smell.
Oh yeah, that smells good.
Yeah. So it's a little unique, and that's the same kind of taste profile. It's like, wait a second. I smell the salt.
Yeah.
I smell a little something else like oregano, but then the pepper kind of kicks in over the back top.
I'm with you. So 2 parts pepper, 1 part salt.
Yeah.
It's not too windy now though, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it was blowing earlier.
You.
There you go.
I got it.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
This one's a little longer. Now, some people can tell the difference, they say,
Yeah.
between the right and left brisket. There's one on each side of the breastplate of the cow.
Okay.
I don't know that I can.
Can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm not too sure on that one either. So it's good to kind of square it up so it's just in a nice.
I think so. It just gives me an idea what it's doing, right?
Yeah. And then and also like you're kind of trimming it up to a point where it's a bit more even.
Right.
And
Because
as
in the
well
end,
as
I also want it to look
presentable.
a slicing presentation for the guests.
Yeah.
And so that helps a little
That's
bit
another
too.
point as well. Yeah. And then on as well as like taking that, like you said before,
If I
the
cut
fat.
my fingers off here on the live stream, it'd be kind of
Oh god.
go viral on that bad boy or what?
I probably would. They'll probably post it in
Faces of Death or whatever it's called.
what's it called? Twitch fails on Reddit, I think it is. Something like that.
Stella.
She's she's like, I want that meat.
This is going pretty well. This live stream stuff's good.
Yeah. Do you think you'd be into this if you were cooking and doing that, and you'd have like chat and stuff? Would it be your thing, or it's not for everyone? I feel like, but
I kind of get in my own groove. I love showing people how to do it. I kind of forget.
Yeah.
Y'all were there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just, you got to be kind of a host with the most.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you right from left on the cow, but I noticed that the point on the point is on the right or the left of the point. I'm with you, but you just don't know which side. Gotcha.
And some people prefer to cook different ones.
Yeah.
Here comes my business partner.
Hey, how's it going?
This is Liz.
I'm good, thank you.
Got to go to school. Want to say hello?
Sure.
Chef John, this is my daughter Liz.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it coming?
It's coming along quite nicely. Yeah. Trimming up the brisket and the ribs are in. They've been on what for?
We really should have started
now?
about 5 a.m., but we
Yeah.
knew nobody would be awake.
Yeah. I appreciate you starting a little later, just for chat.
When did the ribs go on?
About 8, we're going to cook them a couple hours and pull them off, go in the warm cooler. We got 42 pieces of aluminum foil to wrap them, right? We've done that before. And then we're going to put all the pork and the brisket, the pork shoulder and brisket on at the same time, and we'll be off and running. Move on to the next phase of the day, I guess. So, Chef John, how often do you do this all afternoon?
Yeah, I pretty much it really does depend on what the content is, and some days it'll be like short streams, like 2-3 hours. maybe 5. Some days I've gone 10, 12 hours.
Wow.
Really does kind of depend on what the content, how the chat's going, how is it flowing, my energy. I just guess, you know, there's a lot of factors.
Yeah.
But yeah, Colin said thanks, Bob, for waiting for us.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, you know, nobody's gonna watch us that early in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't even want to watch me that early in the morning. It's kind of a unique cut here, you can see.
Yeah.
Almost.
Chat said that was very nice of him from Nicole. They're very appreciative of you starting later for us.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Might have got a lot of Europeans watching at 5 a.m. That's very true. We would have had a lot of
noontime in England would go pretty well.
Yeah, Europeans, UK, definitely be watching 5 a.m.
So what I've found in Europe, although there's great butchers, right, and neighborhood butchers and things, but there's no Costco, or there's no, you know, when my friends from Germany are trying to cook a brisket, they get small briskets and they can't quite.
No,
it's really difficult to.
It's hard to get
the techniques.
Amount. Yeah, they do have like a cash and carry in the UK. I'm just trying to remember the name of it when we used to go when I was younger, because my dad, when he was younger, and my family, we used to own a pub.
Yeah.
So, or a kind of like a club. Used to go there for, you know, just general purpose stuff for the club and stuff. So,
right.
I'm just trying to remember the name of it. But yeah, there is one in the UK I know of, and they do, like, you know, I'm pretty sure they'd have like cuts of brisket that big. But yeah, generally they don't have, like, you know, Costco, Sam's Club, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean over here?
Put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancake. Aislinn_gaming just subbed for 13 months. Good morning, chef.
Morning, Aislinn. Thank you so much for the 13 months. How you doing this morning? Hope you're doing well. Could we get a shout out for Aislinn as well? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Nicole. Hey, when John was in the UK, I used to get up at 3 a.m. to catch the start of his stream, Colin. You certainly did, buddy. Goa. I hope I got the name right. I'm so sorry. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. How you doing today? Welcome on in. I'm doing really good, thank you, Aislinn. How's things with you? What have you been up to? You just woken up, right? Which is why UK is basically a third world country. What the F kind of place is it where you can't buy a 45 pound of rice if you need it? Oh, Totus. I'm not going to disagree with you, Totus.
I'm working kind of hard on this piece of fat just because it's really hard.
Yeah.
And just will not render. So
quite a thick chunk of fat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Tallow, if you will.
Yeah. Fatality, I appreciate you stopping in. I'm enjoying the stream. I'm about to get ready for work. We'll see you soon. Fatality, thank you so much, buddy. It's good to see you. Also, I appreciate you being here, and thanks for the follow earlier, and it's just good to see you, buddy. All the loves. Have a great day. Gordon Food Service has carried good quality briskets for a while. Is that in the UK, Swamper? That's interesting to know. Gave you a follow on Instagram, Tequila Sheila.
Thank you.
Awesome. From Fatality. Awesome. It was very kind chat.
We're not very prolific, but we're funny.
Chat likes funny. Nice. So yeah, there's at the moment, we'll just catch you up a little bit, Aislinn. So there's ribs in the smoker. They've been in for what time is it now? Hour and a half, yeah. We've got prepped up the pork shoulders. They've been rubbed down as well. They're ready to go. Doing the brisket now. There's 5 briskets.
5 briskets. Yeah.
There you go. See, I can remember some stuff. So he's prepping that up, taking the fat off, trimming it, making it nice, and then rubbing it down with a 2-to-1 ratio pepper, salt, and there's other little spices, oregano as well, to give it that kind of I say crust, but what did you call it? Sorry?
Bark.
There we go. Give it that nice little bark on the once it's finished cooking. Yeah, I was looking for pork butt yesterday.
I bought them all. Yesterday.
He's looking for motherfuckers are still $2 a pound. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're right. No more 99 cents a pound.
Yeah. I managed to find, before I moved here from New Mexico, I managed to find a pork butt for 99 cents a pound. But
that's cool.
Yeah, it's just
you
price.
can typically, you know, like a picnic that's untrimmed.
Yeah.
Big bone in, you can probably, but you're a lot of waste on that.
Yeah. Bark, you numpty. Hey, look, I'm British, right? I usually call it crust, but this is the
Sorry, we
American
totally
way
messed
now.
up the whole membrane concept today, so it's okay.
Oh man, that sounds so good. Told us my pork butt is well worth more than $2 a pound. Nicole, I hope you meant actual pork butt, nothing else. Oh my god. You're crusty, chef. Oh my god. Don't start, chat. You've been good today. You've been good today. It is absolutely not a crust. It's a bark. Okay. Okay, chat. It's a bark. Are you happy now? Chef, I'm not British and I call it crust too, so you're good. Okay. Just different terminologies. It's all good. As long as we were on the same page, that's the most important thing, right?
That's right.
No, chat's being stum. They're like, no, got it. You got to call it a bark. They're with you on that, Bob. No, because you don't know the effing slang. You're disrespecting the meat. This is why he's from Texas. It's not all good. This is smoking of the meat, so get it right. Be careful, it might bark at you. Oh boy, really? Chris, how's it going? Chris Cuisine, how you doing today? Welcome on in. Hope things are well. So when you get this done, obviously this tonight, right? It'll be done.
Yeah, it's going to take. I'll explain my technique to you here in just a minute.
No problem.
It's done. My technique's a little bit different. I do cheat a little bit, some say, but it's a technique that's consistent, works with any size brisket, and it's pretty phenomenal. I mean, I wouldn't commercialize it if I didn't think it was pretty good.
No.
So that was close.
Wash your fingers.
Yeah, we just talked about that. I put the brisket on the smoker at 275.
Yep.
Until its internal temperature at any point is 165 degrees.
Gotcha.
Okay. Finished temperature is 195 to 205.
Okay.
And one of the biggest, I guess, the biggest worries and the biggest pain with any brisket chef is the stall.
Okay.
Brisket as a piece of meat gets to about 185, and hour after hour it stays at 185.
Yeah.
And you get worried, you get concerned.
Yeah.
You pull it off, it's not good.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. So I get to 165 and I wrap it. Either I put it in a full pan, or I double wrap it in foil and pour a little bit of beer in there.
Okay.
And put it back on the cooker. Now I'm in effect braising it.
Yeah.
Right. It's already got 4, 5, 6 hours. Excuse me.
It's okay. No, you're fine.
4, 5, 6 hours of smoke on it, so it's got plenty of smoke.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm braising it in beer and it's fat. And it takes about 2 hours after that, sometimes shorter, to get it up to 195, 200.
Yeah.
Now the critical aspect at that point is, unfortunately, you can't eat it.
No.
It's at temperature, it's done.
Yeah.
I pull them off and put them in a cooler for up to 4 to 5 hours. So that resting period, since I've braised it, which is, you know, sometimes steamed, sometimes whatever, it has loosened up all the fibrous members of the brisket.
Yep.
And it made it tender. And now when you rest it in a cooler, it continues to cook. It almost will stay warm to the point of, you know, edible warm for over 8 or 10 hours.
Yeah.
That brisket, as it rests, absorbs a lot of the fluid back into it. It gets a little more of its texture back. It gets a little more of a. If you pull it out immediately and slice it, it'll just fall apart.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
No.
And so, at least an hour or two, if not more,
Yeah.
is what I recommend. And obviously, when you have invested 10 or 12 hours into your brisket, it is rather nerve-wracking and terrible when it comes out poorly.
Making sure, yeah.
So, but with that methodology, whether you're using a Traeger
Yeah.
or any smoking device,
Yeah.
it will work.
Gotcha. So it's guaranteed.
If you utilize a flat from the grocery store, you can use the same technique. It just takes a shorter period of time. It'll take not very long to get to 165 and not very long for it to get to 195, but the same technique applies.
Okay.
It will work.
Awesome. It's good to know.
So, Chef, tell me a little about yourself. What do you like to cook? Everything?
Everything.
Classically trained, or
I have been
self-taught?
I have been classically trained, but also professionally trained. I think I'd say classically trained when I was in college. After that, when you go into the industry, that's where the real learning kind of begins. Working my way up into fine dining, rosette food, and then moving on to like Michelin star fine dining.
So at what point are you able to be creative? You know, at one point,
Yeah.
some points you're creative, other points it's a manufacturing. It's how to get her done, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it depends on the establishment I was at. Some places were like, you know, you just got to do prep and this is what you got to do.
Right.
Yada, yada, yada. But as obviously my career got further on up, going on to, you know, becoming a head chef and things like that, then you got more choice and more leeway of like, okay, it's your menu, this is your restaurant now, what you want to do with it. So I guess more later on in my career you become more creative. And there was points obviously when I was younger and like starting off, some of the chefs would say, hey, cook for me, can you do me this? Or especially if you're going for a job interview, they're like, okay, your job interview is use the fridge, cook me a dish. And that's how you get a job.
Yeah.
I used to love doing that because then you could just be creative and just, you know, end up cooking a dish and then it just becomes on the menu, you know, which is great. So, yeah, doing a lot of creativity more near the end, but yeah, don't really miss the long hours on that, but I still do long hour streaming, but it's just more of like, because I already know how to do a lot of things with in the industry, it's kind of become like, I'd say boring to me, but just day in, day out, same thing, or same prep. And I think one of the best places I ever worked at, I worked at a private manor when I was doing some temp work, and I got to work with some top chefs, and they'd have 10 guests there. That's all they'd have.
Yeah.
10 guests, that's what we'd be cooking for, not hard, really super easy for service, but they come into the kitchen, you give them a menu, they're like, nope, I want a chicken pie. And you gotta make a chicken pie for the day. So that's what I love, because you don't know what to expect. It was something different every day you were cooking. So it was just more of like, that was exciting to me.
Yeah, no doubt.
The chef would come up like, hey, can you make petit fours? Hey, this guy wants a curry. You're good at making curries. I'm like, hell yeah, let's make some curry. Perfect. You know? So it was anything like that. It was always good. No problem at all. Oh, yeah.
See that?
Look at that, chat. Oh, boy. Look at that. Goodness me. Oh, boy, chat. Look at them ribs, chat. So good.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yes. Chat's loving this. Looking good, yes. Oh man, look at that. So good.
So typically at this point, as I wrap them, I put a little bit of barbecue sauce, a little brown sugar, a little margarine, like squeezed butter, you know, a little brown sugar.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
just enough to get another little layer. Now, one of the things we didn't do that people are recommended to do, and it does work, is that if you have either apple juice or water, apple juice or cider vinegar, if you spray the ribs every 30-45 minutes, it doesn't necessarily add a lot of flavor, but what it does do is it moisturizes the top of the rib, and so it makes it easier to slice them. Like sometimes what will happen, even after they rest, is I slice them down to each bone. Sometimes the bark on the outside breaks apart from the knife.
Nice.
So that apple cider or apple juice spritz, I guess is what they call it, helps prevent that. I didn't do that today.
No. And do you do that usually, or no? Just now and again, or sometimes, or
just when I'm doing like experimenting with.
Okay, you're playing around with it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sometimes when you know, it's also in the world of efficiency. Like, where's their value add with the time? Right now we're on a pretty. We have the day. Yeah. But at the same time,
you got
some other things to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some more shopping and things to do, so I got to get it done.
Makes sense. Is it ready now? How long can you store it after?
Well, so it's not ready. These have been on the smoker about 2 hours, and I typically like to cook my ribs about 4, if not a little bit more than that.
Okay.
So what I would typically do is wrap them and put some goodies on there, some additional rub and some different things, and put them back on the cooker. Yeah. In this particular case, we're going to rest in the cooler for until probably tonight, and then I will I put dry ice underneath. Okay. Put dry ice underneath, and just to keep the cooler, like a pound of dry ice. Yeah. We'll keep the cooler at 40 degrees, so that it'll be refrigerated. Yeah. Appropriately. Is that 1 or 2? Appropriately refrigerated and safe.
2. Yeah.
And then I will be able to doctor them as I just described. Yeah. When I'm on site, and put them on the cooker for another 2 hours, and they will be good to go. Nice. But they are, as you can see, looking really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey Mariah, how's it going? Ribs, damn. We use apple juice when we smoke ribs. Awesome, Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into doing smoking and learning. I think the best thing is probably for learning, and I don't know if this is for you or this is how you, like when you first started doing this, was just doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of great authors out there. Yeah. That do a great job. Steve Reichland, one of the most famous barbecue chefs, and he has a book from 15 or 18 years ago called just BBQ Bible. Yeah. And he does things. He just goes through by cut. Yeah. And he typically goes. In this particular case, he visited famous barbecue chefs. Yeah. Who are known for, they'll go everywhere from Big Bob Gibson's in North Alabama. Yeah. To talk about the chicken, which is unbelievable, and the chicken white sauce. Yeah. He'd go to somewhere in Memphis and talk to them about their pulled pork and and he goes back in the kitchen and tries to remake some of their rubs and sauces just to give you an idea of what's taking place.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. Very helpful. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's a good one to start with.
I was going to say I probably might buy that. Is it called Barbecue Bible? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. I'm guessing you can probably find that on Amazon somewhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course, Aaron Franklin has made a great living in Austin with his barbecue, which is tremendous. Okay. And he actually has a little different take on it. Yeah. But his brisket is tremendous. He does ribs a little bit differently, but they're worth trying out. Yeah. Some people, people down in Texas think the ribs are the only thing on the pig worth eating. Yeah. How about that for Texas?
Drank 9,000 gallons of apple juice. I have Barbecue Bible. It's great, Nicole. What wood is he using? He's using oak, pecan, and a bit of hickory. Thanks, Nicole. Aaron Franklin is also a good barbecue chef.
Oh yeah.
He is, Chris. Google shows first result book by Barbecue Bible. There you go.
Yeah, it's tremendous. And Franklin's done some other interesting things, you know, just all over the world.
Yeah.
Different type of stuff. But the Barbecue Bible has.
And does it go for like different? Because like for me, the understanding of like different barbecues in different states.
Yeah, evolution. You know, you have pulled pork in Memphis, pulled pork in the Carolinas,
and it's totally different.
Yeah,
so
well,
that's
the cook. A lot of like so sometimes like in whole pork barbecue from West Tennessee and even North Carolina, they use a direct heat method.
Okay.
Which is less smoke and it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. And then they use, you know, you got Carolina mustard, Carolina vinegar sauces.
Yeah. That
when you take some that doesn't have a lot of, in my mind, have a lot of smoke on it, and they chop it and then put some of the vinegar on it. It's tasty. It's just a little bit different than what. You know, thank you so much.
No problem. No, you're most welcome. Yeah, it's just my kind of for me for learning, just understanding every different state and how it's done and what's the difference. Why is it called? You know, I don't know. Why is it called like?
Right. Oh yeah.
You know, different types of barbecue. Like, why is this a Texan barbecue? Why is this a, you know,
Texas
Memphis
uses,
barbecue?
You know, a lot of times they use mesquite.
Yeah.
Which is kind of it's a hotter meat, a hotter wood.
Yeah.
And has a real. How do I? It's not a negative word I'm looking for. It's a very strong, biting smoke.
Yeah.
They also use a lot of pecan in Texas, which some depends on how much pecan you use, whether or not it's very strong versus what did I just talk about?
The pecan, like how strong?
Yeah, and
on the
mesquite.
Yeah.
So the Texans I know actually like to cook a little faster, a higher temperature.
Yeah.
I've seen people pull it off. They got some sort of technique in there that allows them to do that.
Okay. So that was the brisket he prepped up this morning. Took the fat off, trimmed it up. Worcestershire sauce on the outside, and then a 2-part pepper, 1-part salt with
some garlic,
oregano
to make it all really go.
Give it that bark. There you go. See, I'm learning.
Here you go, bark. Exactly.
There we go. So it's right in the back there. Fantastic.
That's the pork.
Jump on the trampoline while you wait. Oh my goodness me. And was that the same wood you put on there just now?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A big one.
That's a big boy. This is a lot of prep, huh? Not something you see when you buy a rack of ribs at the fair.
You're correct.
Very true. Meat. My day off and I'm watching what I do at work, but I open, so I take meats off. Gotcha. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey Cheese, what's up buddy? Thanks for the shout out for Cheese. How you doing, amigo? Can seriously store a lot of meats at once. We're doing good, thanks, Cheese. How's things with you, dude? Are you doing okay? So good, chat. So good. And we'll, sorry, the pork shoulders. So you get about 5 hours for the brisket, right?
Well, they're all going to be on for 5 hours.
All 5 hours
before we do anything.
Okay.
Cool too much, right?
Yeah. Exactly, keep the temp. Yep.
So we got 4 more.
Nice. Perfect amount of room. Oh. Wind's kicking off today. Finally returning to home pop-ups this weekend, my dude. I want to go to the bike shop, but Brandy is busy, so I'll fly solo at home slinging pizzas. Okay, so but you're still doing the pop-up, but in the house, right? And with those being on the higher shelf, will you have to keep an eye on them soon?
Yeah. They'll cook a lot faster. So we're just gonna put them up there briefly.
Yeah.
Maybe move them around.
Okay. Awesome.
Looking pretty good.
Nice, look at that. Here, we come around to the other side. Oh. There you go, chat. It's looking good. Pork shoulder starting to cook as well.
You can see the difference of it. That's looking good.
Look at the ones on top. Oh.
There you go.
Nice. Those are looking good.
Yeah. So it's getting
Oh boy. Chat, you gotta feast your eyes on that. Look at it. Oh.
see up top, won't it?
Oh yeah, it's caramelizing nicely.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what we'll do here, since they've shrunk already, you can see. I'll try to move the pork shoulders around a little bit so there's a little space.
Gimme.
That's why they call it food porn, huh?
Yeah. Oh, look at that jiggle. Damn.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
It's worth putting on video, that's
Hell
for
yeah.
sure. But we're still we still got a long ways to go.
Yeah. It's looking good though.
What does that mean?
Oh yeah.
133? Yeah. So sometimes this is ooh, that's a little hot. Well, as you can tell how tender it was already.
Yeah.
About 10 degrees hotter. Oh, even more. It's already running 50 up here. So, you know, all of it cooks at different different ways. You know, you just kind of check it out. That one.
Oh God,
but
yes.
that one's what?
They're just saying, "Oh God, yes."
Oh God, yes. So the smaller one in the back is at like 148. This is like 135. This one in the middle is about 142. So we're right on track. We've got like an hour. What did we say? 10:30, 1:30. It's been like three hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the little one's that little one's ready.
Yeah.
So let's see. You can see. Yes, you can see it on the cameras. That's pretty tender.
Yeah.
It's not quite.
It's 164.
That's about close enough. But this one, when you can see by this point, it's going to be
One in the corner.
yeah. Don't ever forget your gloves, because this thing, the temperature gauge has been in the cooker for a while, so it's
It's gonna be hot.
yeah, it's hot. That's just a lot, really scrumptious. That little one back there.
Oh, he's 165.
DFO, you know what that means, right? Dead fucking on.
I like it. DFO chat. I'm using that terminology from now on.
Dead fucking on.
Dead fucking on.
We're pretty good. We're good to go. So you look at this. Ooh, it's hot. And that's pretty right there.
Oh yeah. Look at that, chat. All right, chat. It's time to wake up.
So just a little bit of beer.
Time to wake up.
Well, you'll notice that it's just a little bit too big for the foil. So turn it so that we get
Another rack.
full coverage of it.
Slick Rick out here.
Yep.
Back in.
So you can see the size, how small they are.
Yeah. They've really reduced down.
And I think there's a portion of it, but also I think it's also a portion of it concentrates the flavor.
Yeah.
Does it need beer before you wrap it up?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, I got you.
Thank you, Tim.
Hot dang! I just opened this window back up and seeing that made my stomach corny. That was fucking hilarious. Ask your friend if he likes Cuban-style barbecue in a large wooden box. I mean, who doesn't?
Like barbacoa?
Yeah.
It's just
I'm guessing.
anytime someone says anything inside a large wooden box, the answer is you always say yes.
Yeah.
Anything Cuban, we're fans of, except for Fidel. Cuban coffee,
Cuban coffee is
rum.
so good.
Bucci, Cuban speed. You had Cuban speed.
Nope.
It's like super concentrated coffee with like little turbinado sugar in there.
Okay.
And the keys they sell at 75 cents at a time at a thumbnail shot.
Damn.
People just paddle bike by, grab a shot, and away.
He's like, yes, barbacoa. There you go. I mean, who's going to say no to that? Let's be honest with you.
Tremendous.
I think my favorite takeaway from this is
Foil.
just when people who like food get together and talk about food, it's the only time you ever hear the word tremendous.
Yeah. Look at that. You can see what you mean by the bark now.
Yeah, so
It's barking crazy. Look at that. Oh,
He's like, Oh yeah, oh yeah, I got the good piece. I'll tell you what.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, when you pulled it off the tip there, I was like, I know I'm getting that fatty piece. That was good.
See, John, I've been telling you about Cuban food for years. You know, your friend knows what's up. Also, when you talk to people about beans. Oh my god. Ninja, really. I think it's just this chat. Oh, your beer. You get your beer?
I got beer in
You got your beer in there.
got it in there.
Nice. I love the way it chat. Too busy reading chat. This bean is outstandingly tremendous.
You got a break in the clouds. That's good. So when you pull this one out, when you go to pour the beer, I need the label out because we're gonna get some marketing dollars for Tequila Sheila here.
From whom?
From debt.
All right.
From my boys over at Miller.
There we go.
Like from who?
From whom?
There you go. Yeah, hit it. Perfect.
Let's go. What are you sending me now?
Oh no, I'm just the photos.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They do shrink, don't they?
Yeah.
I love it.
That one's pretty small to begin with. As I recall. And I don't wrap it too tight. Some people have their druthers. I kind of
Loose it.
Yeah, a little looser.
Is it because of the steam or?
Yeah, just to let it have some space, you know.
Yeah.
I like loose
Absolutely.
getting close too.
It's a hunk of goodness right there. He's wrapping up meaty happiness. It's so giggly.
It's so giggly.
No, Jimmy, it's pork shoulder, buddy. Or pork butt. That one's smaller, but it's bigger than my head. Amazing.
It's the wide angle lens, giving the good shots.
Yeah. Oh, look at that meat bounce. It's just bouncy. Amazing.
I'm just putting these up here to kind of keep them warm.
It's fine. So you're gonna? Will they stay in the smoker then for a while, or how much?
Yeah, they're gonna be on another 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. Once wrapped up.
Yeah.
So
It's
they'll be
halfway.
done. Yeah. It's halfway, chat. It's not even close.
The work is in the live stream, man.
You see that?
Yeah.
I was
The juice.
I was watching the juice sink
Yeah.
back into it.
I saw that. It was like oozing out. It came back into the meat. I was like, oh baby. Meat work.
Meat work. Get it. Wholesale grocer UK.
Oh. Thank you.
It's gonna be a little sweeter than that,
Oh,
right?
what's good?
A little sweeter.
Ah, it's like salty, caramelly, kind of sweet. The smoky. Oh yeah,
Fatty or all the.
that's good. Real good. Look at it.
Oh baby, yeah, right off the glove.
Extra flavor.
Man.
Look at it.
You know, the best barbecue, I think, the true sign of good barbecue is how good your pulled pork is.
Yeah.
Because, like, everyone makes it.
Yep.
I don't think it's brisket. I don't think it's ribs. I think it's pulled pork.
I know what's going on with the wind today. It's not consistent at all.
Got a storm coming.
Yep. Stormy tonight.
He's like, I'm looking at that pan, John.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh, you're getting the barky piece there. There you go.
I'm barking mad anyway. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, there it is. Man. We need a smoker.
Okay.
No, I mean we have to be mindful of what's good for us. Right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And we need our friends looking out for us to make sure.
Should have got my cable.
You've been doing it all day. Oh yeah.
Look at that juice just oozling out.
Yeah, it's the goodness. That's the goodness.
I mean, we can continue chat. The only thing is, like, I will just have to use my other phone to read notifications, but they won't go off on the speaker. Excuse me. So John doesn't like fruity phones. I own an iPhone, you donut. It's just the fact that I can't have my IRL notifications through iPhone. Reason for it is because Android has a specific app that you can only get on Android, which will run my notifications.
Oh, that's the
IRL chat.
IRL chat.
Yeah, they don't have that on iPhone. So that's why it has to be an Android, unfortunately does. But I do own iPhones and I like iPhones. They suit my lifestyle fine. Yeah, sorry for those anti-iPhone people. That's what she said. What did she say, Gray? Come on, you tell me. Oh, that's a juicy boy. Oh,
You good?
Gray,
You good?
you went down Friday night.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Got a little too excited there. Chef John, ask him why he uses foil instead of butcher paper.
I just always have. I've never had. I guess I never really looked for it, but
Yeah.
never really had it around. I don't really utilize it. I'm it's hard to find.
Always use foil.
I suppose if it works, then why change it, right?
Yeah.
That's a good question, Toda. He said, I'm assuming he has to keep the meat warmer longer, but I don't think so. It's just he just prefers using foil.
Yeah,
And it works.
Our count right at 2 left.
And 2 pieces
If that's
left.
the case, then we're strong players today.
There we go. Nice.
DFO.
DFO, boys.
Dead fucking on. I fucking love it. I've been using that saying from now on. You'll be like, where'd you get that from? I'll tell you where I fucking got that from.
That's right.
Bob.
From my
On
boy Bob.
Tequila Sheila. The fucking boy. He knows his stuff. Dead fucking on. I love it.
There it is.
There it is, chat.
And to my understanding,
Yep.
the butcher paper technique is, I don't think that's for another 5 hours. I think that's almost at the time of the rest, maybe.
Oh, you wrap it in butcher paper to rest.
Yep. Brisket.
Brisket, sorry.
Or the last, he may be able to speak to it. I've never really looked it up.
Okay. Bob,
Ladies and gentlemen.
been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Chef
so much
John,
for
so
today.
nice to see you. Appreciate you spending the day with us.
It's been good. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We'll,
Appreciate the hospitality
We'll
and
get
the beer.
some stuff on Instagram later today.
Yeah.
And then throughout the week. So keep a lookout. You can see some final
Sure.
product.
Yeah, I can
buffet
repost
line
some
and
stuff as well.
Yeah, so-
And then I'll tag you up in it as well. But yeah, learned a lot. I think chat really enjoyed it. It was
Terrific.
way
Well,
good.
We'll do it
way
again
good.
sometime soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Bob,
Colin.
always a pleasure.
See you, sir.
See you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you around.
Take
Thanks
care.
again, Bob.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. All hail, Bob.
All hail Bob.
Love it.